I'm sitting here with David Gonzalez. Dave, how you doing, mate?
Come on, good.
So we're going to cover a few topics today if we can, and we're actually going to start off with, Dave, what do you do with your clients for nutrition?
Alrighty, so with nutrition with my clients, I try and strip things back to the essential nutrients that the body actually needs. So it needs amino acids, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals. So from there I try and construct, a bit of a meal plan in regards to all those sort of nutrients. So pretty much every single meal that you have throughout the day, whether it be 3 meals, 4 meals, 5, 6 meals a day, depending on how many you have, I try and construct, you have essential amino acids on your plate, essential fatty acids on your plate, essential vitamins and essential minerals. So when it comes to amino acids, it comes from your animal protein sources ideally, but obviously you can source out your amino acids through vegetable plant material. Fatty acids in the form of healthy fats, so your coconut oils, butter, olive oil, all those healthy fats.
Butter's a funny one, guys, because everyone seems to be, blaming the butter. A few years ago, butter was really the issue, but it's not.
No, definitely not.
Don't be too worried about that one.
And it tastes so good too.
Yeah.
And then pretty much
for your fats, you're using avocado and...
Absolutely. So you've got your avocados, MCT oils, you've got ghee, you've got duck fat, goose fat, those sort of things as well. So
flax.
Yeah, all those things. So definitely all your healthy fats out there. Then your vitamins, minerals are pretty much everything else. So it's in all foods actually. So from animal products to your vegetables and fruits and that sort of thing. So from there, I was trying to get everyone to sort of focus on trying to develop each one of your meals containing every single of those things. So you've got some protein on your plate, you've got some vegetable cell material on your plate, and you've got some healthy fats within that. What I try and do with most people is to manipulate carbs and fats. So I try and keep a protein goal and a veggie goal ideally, and keep them the same, and then incorporate either more carbs or less carbs depending on the goal.
Absolutely. And so that way we can just work out, what works for you specifically. It might take weeks, some people might hit it in a day and go, I'm fantastic at this, and that's great. But as long as you stay to the factors of, keeping a protein, keeping a fat source, and keeping a carb source, preferably plant-based, obviously. And that is just a really, keep it simple, stupid type of way of nutrition.
Absolutely. So the best thing that I find people to do is actually just write down what you eat throughout a whole week. And then you can analyse it yourself. So write it down for a whole week. Sit back and just think, all right, do I feel a little bit leaner? Or take a tape measure to the belly, is that down a little bit more? Or have I dropped a little bit of weight as well? And fantastic, if you have been dropping a little bit or dropping centimetres, keep that diet exactly the same. So keep that the same, and if you've dropped again, fantastic. You keep going till you actually hit a plateau. When you hit a plateau, you need to reassess. Okay, did I not train as much this week? Or did I eat more than what I should have, or what I had in the past?
What's my carb intake like and everything like that?
Yep.
And guys, when you look into what you're eating during the week, if you're, maybe not feeling so good, you'll get that feeling of, oh, crap, and this is what I'm eating all the time.
Absolutely.
And you realize that you've built that habit towards that food. And, there's always different ways to get away from that, but your best way is to just basically start. We're here to help, so if you need information or anything like that, please contact us by all means. But again, just sticking to the basics is always just so beneficial. We don't want to confuse people with nutrition at all.
Absolutely. It's just keeping it to what, we have evolved to eat as human beings. We have evolved to hunt, gather, and fish and pluck our animals. So, we evolved to do these sort of foods. When it comes to processed foods and junk foods and, deep fried foods and all your synthetic man-made oils, granola, vegetable, and, all those really bad oils, when you have a diet high in that, you have a diet that really is, key to putting on body fat. So the more natural foods that you can have and the less processed packaged foods you can eat, the better.
Absolutely. Fantastic way to do it.
Absolutely, it works.
And for me personally, I'm not big on the scales. I get my clients to stay away from the scales if they can, but of course, if they want to weigh themselves, go for it. And how do you go about that? Do you weekly?
I do all different types of measurements.
Yeah.
I predominantly look at photos with clients that are keen to do photos. I also look at measurements predominantly. I do look at weight as well, because if you've got a client who's got weight to lose, you want to see them coming down as well. But when I'm training clients, obviously the idea is to put on lean muscle mass and decrease body fat. So this is where you know, the whole weight thing can sort of skew, your thoughts on if you're actually progressing or not. So yeah, when people are getting stronger, getting more lean muscle mass, you know, the body's going to change, and it's going to change for the better in a healthier way.
And as long as like we keep the data there for you guys as well, so a factor of, you know, so and so might have lifted 50 kilos last week and now they're lifting 55. You know, this is a huge change in the body. Even, you know, some people go, oh, it's only a 5 kilo upgrade. So
Look,
a 5 kilo upgrade is really meaning a lot in 1 week.
Even 1 or 2 kilos.
Yeah, exactly.
Depending on how, you know, how high you are in your threshold of strength.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I mean, I personally push my clients in, you know, 0.5 kilo.
Yep.
So we go up sometimes just 0.5 in a week, and it's just, it changes so much for their lift.
Or every week if it's 0.5,
Yeah,
that's up
exactly.
over time.
You know, and if you put that across a year, guys, it's huge. And your strength is just adapting so quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, you need to be eating a lot for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, you know, if you're looking at fat loss, body composition, what you need to do is analyze your own diet, write it down. Okay, first things first, write down what you eat in a week. Have you changed in that week? No. What can I manipulate from what I've eaten? Some people are actually eating too little and exercising too much. Okay, this is a big problem that people are having where they're just eating not enough. So at the end of the day, what you need to do is maybe look at, you know, biting the bullet and thinking, okay, well, I don't think I'm eating enough.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to increase my portion sizes, maybe increase more carbohydrates and that sort of thing, and maybe decrease your training as well. You know, some people are training 6-7 days a week full on and eating 3 meals a day, which is very, you know.
And we speak to people in gyms, and sometimes, you know, not specifically this gym, but all gyms. And some people are training 2 hours a day or even longer, and they're hitting the cardio sessions, and they're doing all
And they're
this.
still not getting the body they want.
And they're not getting the body they want. So we need to really, you know, revert that back. Do less. You know, try and throw in some strength training and everything like that.
Yep.
Drop it down maybe to at least an hour.
Yep.
Even 4 days a week. You know, your body will change like that. It's actually doing less will help you more.
Yep.
And just eating the correct meals obviously is a big thing. But you'll find if you are exercising 2 hours a day, if you've got that time, then what's going to happen is you're going to go home and go, oh, gee, I'm hungry.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, the tellers are firing.
Yeah, exactly. I am so hungry, and I'm not going to worry about making a meal. I'm just going to open the fridge or the pantry, and I'm just going to eat.
Yeah,
all
we've
been
all been
there.
there.
Come
We've all
on.
been there. We've all been there.
We've all been there, guys. It happens.
Absolutely. But I mean, it's another thing to think about as well as, you know, a lot of people, you know, have families, full-time jobs, all this sort of
Absolutely.
stuff. So you get sometimes wound up in life and don't get a chance to train and that sort of stuff. This is where you need to find your pattern in food and nutrition and actually figure out, okay, if this week I can't go to the gym this week, now we need to actually look at decreasing your volume of food, or decreasing certain, you know, types of foods that you're eating. So you could be decreasing your carbohydrates for the week and just increasing your protein, veggies, and healthy fats.
Exactly. So you're still fueling your body exactly what it needs.
Absolutely. So those four essential nutrients.
Good way to do it.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's the classic do more, do less, eat less.
Yeah.
So that you can actually, you know, not in that week put on and then have to fight it off for the next couple of weeks to try and get it back off again. So this is how you can undulate, you know, through everyday life, through training, through, you know, not training, and be able to actually keep getting results as we go along.
Yeah.
And just having that mental thought pattern of actually not always just doing the same thing day in, day out with your food and nutrition, but, you know, you have to actually think, all right, I'm training harder this week, I've got it planned out, I've got it written down, all right, it's going to happen, I'm going to start planning my meals around that, okay? If I know I'm going to have a very busy week, I've got a lot of meetings on, doctor's appointments, work, whatever,
Exactly.
then I need to maybe taper back my foods, certain foods, and increase others.
So it's going to come down to, guys, looking into your structure. If you look into your week and you go, wow, you know, if you have kids and everything like that, my kids are sick, you know, I need to be there and take care of them. I'm not going to have time to get this meal in. I'm not going to have time to get that, you know, class in or whatever it is you're trying to do. So each week is going to be different for everyone, and you know, most people don't really have the time to be throwing down 6 meals a day. You know, and everyone goes, oh, it's about making the time. Sure, it is about making the time, and you're right.
What's realistic to the individual though?
Exactly, what is realistic to the individual? So if you're not being that competitive bodybuilder or sports person or anything like that, you don't really need to be pushing out 6 meals a day, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Unless you have that goal. Unless you
Exactly, unless you've got that further goal down the track and you say, I really, really want to do competitive whatever, and go from there.
But even then, you know, if I got a fresh client that came in and said, I want to do a show in like half a year.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, well, we're going to start with just 3 to 4 meals a day, and then build that up slowly to the 6 meals.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So that they get used to, okay, preparing 4 meals, okay, and then preparing 5 meals, and then preparing 6.
So do everything in slow steps. You know, you don't have to just go, it's Monday, this was my goal, and now I've got to do that goal now. Give it some time, guys. It doesn't just happen overnight for whatever you're really trying to do. If you're training for a marathon or something like that, you know, it's a long distance thing, so it's going to take a long time.
That's right. Yeah. And planning. You know, it's the essential thing with planning. You know, if it's putting the time and effort into planning is what's going to actually help you progress, stick to something. People don't plan with their food or nutrition. That's why I give people targets. You're having 3 meals a day. With each one of those meals, I want protein, veggies, and healthy fats, and that's it. And then when it comes to reintroducing carbs or putting carbs in, it's like, okay, we're going to have your carbs for your lunchtime and dinner time, and you know, give your breakfast, protein, veggies, healthy fats.
And do you give your clients a smoothie option or anything like that? If they just have something, like maybe they're in the office or they just want something quick or they're driving to the gym?
Absolutely. So again, it's all what's realistic for the individual.
Exactly.
So, you know, someone just can't be bothered getting up early to cook themselves a hot breakfast. Fair enough.
Which is understandable, guys.
Absolutely. You know, a smoothie's fine. Okay, if that's what's going to work for that individual. In an ideal world, I'd rather you'd eat real solid food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, personally, but you know, if that's what's going to work for that client, I can get better compliance with that client. In that sense, I'll let it go.
And some mornings, I mean, I'm sure the other PTs will agree with me in this. You know, if your first client's at 6 or even just before 6, then you're getting up at 5:30, and you know, a 6-egg omelette or something like that doesn't really sound, you know, you don't really, yeah, exactly, not before training, you really don't want that at that time.
Yeah.
So personally, I just do a quick smoothie, you know, I throw some berries in there. They're usually frozen berries because I like the way it, you know, thickens out. A protein powder and just a simple flax meal, or flax oil, whatever I've got. And something like that is just, I mean, I put in the NutriBullet, it's done in like 5-10 seconds.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not training in the morning, obviously I'm up early training people at 6 a.m, but I personally get up at 5, put myself a nice breakfast, sit down and enjoy it, not rush through it, and then get myself ready and come to work.
Yeah,
so I mean, again, you've got to be realistic with what works for yourself, and just making the right choices with that now. So, you know, I'm sure after your workout you'll be eating, you'll be hungry.
Yeah, I know.
So, you know, you have your shake just to fuel the workout, just to make sure you've got a bit more extra energy in that workout and put it all in, and then just make sure you wake up post-workout.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And that's a big thing with your post-workout. And guys, I think the biggest takeaway is people get very stressed over their nutrition, but once you're getting stressed out about your nutrition, that's when the emotions will come into it. And when your emotions come into basically nutrition, everybody is an emotional eater. So
absolutely,
yeah, we're going to end up in the pantry again. So just take your time. Don't try and rush everything, and you know, don't stress yourself out about the little things. Maybe you did eat something bad. Just move on from there. It's not, you know, don't dwell your life on it really.
Absolutely. You know, I'm a big believer in, you know, testing your willpower. Willpower is just like exercise, just like training. You got to build it. You know, if you want a stronger willpower, well, it's pretty much like strength training. You want to get stronger, you got to pick away at it. So, you know, sometimes you should just buy that block of chocolate and train yourself to only have 2 bits. If one day you have, when you normally have like a whole block, okay? So if you're that person, I'll put my hand up, I've been there, done that. I can personally eat a whole block of chocolate in one sitting. But,
chocolate's okay.
Yeah, it's alright, it's okay, it's not bad. But at the end of the day, you know, if you can challenge yourself and go, alright, I'm only going to eat half a block of chocolate and leave the other half for another day, that's a win.
And you should, you should congratulate yourself on that, because like I said, it is a massive win.
Yeah.
You can't just go, oh, you know, I did eat half a chocolate. Yeah, but you used to eat a full block, and now you've broken that into half. A massive win.
Yeah, and that's like that 0.5 increment on the weight.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and that's fine. You pick away at it day by day, year by year. You know, you're going to be able to control those cravings and that sort of thing because you have built that willpower from, you know, from training it.
You'll break it down, and then eventually you will get there. You know.
Absolutely.
When you get there, of course, you'll set more goals, and
definitely.
just keep going.
Definitely. But yeah, I challenge everyone out there to, first of all, just write down what you eat in a week. Don't worry about if it's right or wrong or anything like that, because it might be right for you, it might be right for someone else, but at the end of the day, if you feel like you're not changing, you have a look at what you had throughout that week and try and circle the things that, you know, you believe or you think, all right, this might be hindering my progress.
Exactly.
Generally, it's very high carb, very high alcohol or even alcohol intake, sugars, sweets, you know, this sort of stuff at the end of the day. So, you know, if you can get a few little, you know, highlighted marks or red circles around these sort of foods, all right, try and drop one of them. Don't drop all of them, okay? So don't try and sort of clean your diet up in 1 week or 1 day. Just slowly pick away at it.
All right. It didn't take you 1 week or 1 day to get there. So it's not going to take 1 week just to make it all evaporate, and then the next thing you know, you're putting down every healthy meal in the world. It doesn't happen like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, I guess, this is the way to just manipulate your own personal diet right now. You know, the way I get my clients is what I give them those protein goals: 3 meals a day, protein, veggies, healthy fats, carbs around training or carbs at night time to help sleep, and then yeah, pretty much we manipulate if we're losing or not.
Yeah.
Okay, we're losing, great, let's keep going. Just keep the diet the same for that week. Keep the diet the same each week until you actually plateau. Then, okay, what do we have to manipulate? Now we're probably a lot less body fat percentage and a lot more muscle fats, muscle gains. So at the end of the day, we need to start increasing our food.
Yeah.
So that's actually, instead of trying to cut more and cut more and cut more, I like to actually build up and build up and build up.
And you'll find you will get hungry as you're doing this anyway. Everyone goes, oh, you know, I don't think I can fit that amount in. That's fine. Start small, and you will gradually build your way up. And
absolutely.
If you are hitting the weights and stuff like that, you're going to be very hungry.
And that's the best key. It's the key that your metabolism is actually switching on and firing.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, I've had clients, you know, that talk to me and come to me and it's like, I never feel hungry. I don't feel hungry. You know, which is unfortunate. We need to actually build that metabolism. They're actually looking for that next meal or searching for that next meal.
Like a big thing like that will come down to stress and, you know, maybe coffee intake with it, taking even coffee, but
Which
just
adds
basic
stress.
Yeah, exactly. So just basic things like that. I mean, I'm a coffee drinker. I'm not going to say.
Oh,
Coffee.
No, absolutely.
Coffee's alright.
Yeah, take it.
Coffee and chocolate's fine. That's fine. But also, when you are looking into, you know, the amount you're eating during the week and you're writing that down, look into the amount of exercise you're doing. So match your exercise to your nutrition. If you're doing a hell of a lot of exercise and actually increase your food, it's probably one of the best things you can do, just to get yourself going quicker results.
Absolutely.
So that's the end result of what you're going for is, you know, set your goal, how are you going to reach that goal, and just how you're going to move forward to attaining those results that you really want.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it is making sacrifices. If it is true fat loss, it is making sacrifices, not having those treat meals, not having those sort of things. But at the end of the day, if you do that for a period of time and get the results you want to get, you're going to be leaner, you're going to have less body fat, more muscle mass, so that when you do have a treat meal, it's actually going to boost your gains as opposed to keep putting on body fat percentage.
Yeah, I'm all for them. So, I mean, for me, I always tell my clients, you know, don't look 2 weeks ahead, don't look 3 weeks ahead. Let's think 6 months ahead, okay? What is your 6-month goal? How can we get you to there? Because we will mess up on the way. It happens. But when you get to that 6-month point, you're going to go, wow, look how far I've come. And you can go back all through the data and everything like that. And I think that's just a fantastic way to do things. And of course, not everyone does a 6-month goal and everything like that. Everybody's different.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think we can wrap it up there, but I guess what we want to try and do and try and get out there is set yourself a standard. From that standard is what you manipulate, so for food and nutrition, to make this your own personal nutrition. You know, Jared and I can probably give you some good ideas personally one-on-one to actually boost your goals a lot quicker. But at the end of the day, if you just want to do it on your own, set your standard for 1 week. Do you feel like you got any results with that for that week? If not, okay, what can I manipulate from that time of that week to actually improve my results? So everyone's training is pretty stock standard. I train 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week. All right, some people a lot more. Okay, training is that stock standard. You've got that, you know, set in pattern. Now we need to just couple that with our nutrition.
The exercise is the fun part.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then with the nutrition, yeah, okay, what have I done this week? And have a look at it and analyze it yourself. A lot of people, everyone out there is pretty switched on with what they should be eating and shouldn't be eating.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the thing. Everyone's making excuses or, you know, all this sort of stuff. At the end of the day,
the general population, yeah.
Most people
know what's good and what's bad.
Well, most of you guys at Mickey's are very switched on. You know, it's a fantastic culture, and you guys are all awesome. But you know what you should and shouldn't be having. So if in 1 week you think, oh, I didn't get the results I really wanted, what can I manipulate in that week that I can actually help me get myself into the next level?
Exactly.
Cool. And then from there, what can I do to help me get to the next level again? And you just, you know, you keep monitoring it, keep your standard.
And you'll find you'll generally, you know, you'll take to this quite well. And maybe you'll realize, okay, maybe I'm low on protein, or maybe my carbohydrates are too high.
Or too low.
Yeah, exactly, or too low. Massive misconception with carbs these days.
Most definitely.
Yeah, something like no carbs after 6. You'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
And guys, take this on as what Dave was just saying is like a homework, Do that week block. Get back to us. Let us know how you go. We'd love to hear the feedback on how you went.
Absolutely.
Check in with your exercise. Are you doing class after class, or are you, spending 2 hours in the gym? Let us know. Jot everything down, and you'll realize, oh wow, it's 7 days doesn't seem like a lot, but
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, exactly right. When you write down everything in 7 days, you sometimes realise, oh, I'm actually eating way too much of that. And I didn't even realise.
Yeah.
Or actually, that couple of glasses here of wine and then the fair few on the weekends, okay, I'm actually having 6-7 glasses of wine a day, or 6 or 7 beers a week. That can hinder weight loss.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
But always, weight loss, I always see it as like a journey. So really take weight loss on as a journey. If you are someone who drinks alcohol, maybe cut back a little bit.
Absolutely.
But I know you guys don't really want to, cut it out in
No,
your life.
of course not.
So
I don't
it's
tell
still
people to cut it
possible.
out.
Yeah.
Ever. It's just more of a, moderation thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So by no means, we're not saying go out and, we're not the devil here, but...
No coffee, no chocolate,
Yeah, exactly.
and no alcohol.
No alcohol.
No fun.
Have fun life,
apart from
guys.
exercise.
Yeah, exactly. Have a fun life. I reckon we're going to leave it there at that.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Dave.
We'll do this again.